In this video, we are going to talk about Mula Nakshatra, Padas, symbolism, deity and more. So keep watching. Namaste and welcome to Pramanik Astrology channel. Before we start talking about Mula Nakshatra, if you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step without spending thousands of dollars on Vedic astrology courses, even if you have no prior background to Vedic astrology, join me on 33 days Vedic astrology bootcamp. Link is in the description. Mula Nakshatra. Mula Nakshatra ranges from 33 degrees, excuse me, Mula Nakshatra ranges from 0 degrees of Sagittarius to 13 degrees 20 minutes of Sagittarius. It has 4 padas: Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. We will talk about them later in this video. Symbolism associated with this nakshatra is roots, okay, and this symbolism itself gives you an idea about what kind of nakshatra this can be. Okay. Now let's talk about the deity of this nakshatra. Deity of Mula Nakshatra is Nriti. Nriti is an intense deity. It is the deity of destruction. And oftentimes when we think of destruction, we think in terms of bad, right? But to create something, we have to destroy the earlier order. And that's what the Nriti does. Nriti, see, Mula Nakshatra is coming after the Jeshta, you know, first the Swati, then Vishakha, then Jeshta. Okay, so Jeshta is at the highest peak of the material realm. Okay, and it begins the spiritual journey. Okay, so from here it begins the spiritual journey. So before that, we have to destroy the material obsessions, and Nriti does exactly that. Okay, and Nriti is also if you look at the exact opposite of this nakshatra is the Rudra, right? In the Gemini also the Rudra is destroying things. So if you have nodes placed in here, they can be intense, they can give you a profound impact, right? And the Nriti is exactly like Rudra, okay, and this is also the goddess of the power and influence. Nature of the Mula Nakshatra. What is the nature of the Mula Nakshatra? Mula Nakshatra, as the name suggests, are the rooted people. They like to be grounded, they like to be going deep into any kind of subject. Okay, these people are the people who will always dive deep in any subject to understand it thoroughly. Okay, another meaning of the word root is the core, right? Let's say you have a tree, their roots is the core. No matter how much it has grown and how beautiful it is, the core of the tree is into the roots, how they're getting the nourishment, how the roots are working under the ground to get the nourishment for the tree which we can see above the surface, right? So Mula Nakshatra, the roots are the internal core of a person. It shows that, and if you look at the deity, deity is the Nriti, which is about the destruction. And if you look at the Dasha ruler, it is Ketu. What is Ketu? Ketu is an internalized energy. Ketu is all about going inside, going to yourself, to the core, to your root. What is your root? Okay, that's Ketu. That's spirituality. Another thing, another meaning of the word root is when you are rooted, you lose the flexibility. You cannot fly. You can go high up, but you cannot fly. You have to be fixed. Okay, and it goes either ways. In a way, they are stable, reliable, and fixed in nature, but at the same time, they lose their ability to move. They lose their freedom. Okay, But that is the price of greatness they have to pay. Because if you want to deep dive into certain subjects, you have to sacrifice. You have to say no to so many things. If I have to record this video, I have to say no to so many things. If I have to record it every single day, I made it look easy. But it takes a lot to do it consistently. Okay, so if you're diving deep consistently, you're going to lose your flexibility, you're going to lose your ability to move around. Okay, so in a way, this is also a downside to this nakshatra, and they have to be flexible. They cannot become flexible because they are so focused about going deep into the subject, because they have decided to deep dive into certain subjects, and for them rest of things doesn't matter. And when it comes to the destruction, even in Upanishads, they say that you have to unlearn the things before you learn. You have to unlearn, learn, and you have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay, so yes, in a way, Mula Nakshatra is all about diving deep and getting to the core of the subject, getting to the inside of that subject, to the depth of that subject. The word Mula also refers to the literal roots of the trees. We talked about the symbolism of the roots as they take nourishments, they are stable, they are not flexible, they cannot move. But the literal roots of the fruits and the trees can also be associated. Mula Nakshatra is also associated with the microorganisms as well. Okay, because its deity is Ketu. Okay, the Mula Nakshatra has 4 padas. The first pada of the Mula Nakshatra ranges from 0 degrees to 3 degrees 20 minutes and goes into Aries Navamsha. This nakshatra, Mula Nakshatra, does not have a Vargottam pada or does not have a Pushkar Navamsha. Okay, this is the beginning of the spiritual journey from Mula to Revati, from Sagittarius to Pisces, from 9th house to the 12th house, from the Bhagya to the Moksha. Okay, and this is the first pada of this nakshatra, which goes into the sign of Aries, which is the new beginning. Here Saturn gets debilitated and Sun gets exalted. Mars will give you the strength to fight. Okay, the next pada of the Mula Nakshatra ranges from 3 degrees 20 minutes to 6 degrees 40 minutes and goes into the Taurus Navamsha. Now it is into the sign of Sagittarius, and now it is going into the sign of Taurus. It shows you will have the artistic sides to your personality. More than that, it is also a stable sign. Taurus sign is a fixed sign. Whenever you have a planet placed into the Taurus pada, it gives you the stability, it gives you that artistic things, it gives you that fixed nature in otherwise different backgrounds, different environments, right? The sign can be fiery, sign can be watery, and you get a Taurus pada. So you get the stability to those planets and their agenda in your chart. Third pada of the Mula Nakshatra ranges from 6 degrees 40 minutes to the 10 degree Sagittarius, and it goes into the Gemini Navamsha. Gemini is a dual sign. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is a balanced planet, which can see both the sides, which can see the material side as well as the spiritual side. And this is the pada which helps to give you the best results in this intense nakshatra. Because Gemini is light-hearted, Gemini is youthful, and it is about humor. So planets placed in this nakshatra helps to reduce that intensity of this Mula Nakshatra. The fourth pada of the Mula Nakshatra ranges from 10th degree of the Sagittarius to the 13 degrees 20 minutes of Sagittarius and goes into the Cancer Navamsha. Now remember, we always talk about the Pada, we always compare it with the sign. Like the Cancer sign is 8 places away from the Sagittarius. Okay, and it also makes this Pada a challenging Pada. Okay, this brings in the ups and downs in the person's life. But more than that, let's say if you have moon, or more than moon, if you have Jupiter placed in here, Jupiter is placed into its own sign in Sagittarius in D1, goes into the sign of exaltation. And this Jupiter really helps you to sell through this intense environment. It helps you. Remember, we talked about the Jyeshtha Nakshatra fourth pada, the Pisces pada, wherein we talked about the Venus and Jupiter, how they will help you. Similarly, if you have exalted Jupiter placed in here, which is placed in Sagittarius in D1 sign, in D1 chart, excellent. It will give you great results and will help you to go through this intense nakshatra. Okay. Another thing about the Mula Nakshatra is the initial degrees of the Mula Nakshatra are the Gandanta point. Like it is from Scorpio, it is going to the Sagittarius. So, from the watery sign, it is going to the fiery sign. So, it is getting evaporated. So, it is getting transformed. Okay. So, this is the nakshatra about changing the life from material realm after achieving the highest material achievements and taking it on the spiritual path. This is the beginning of the spiritual path of the native, of the soul. So, if you have more and more planets placed into the later part of this nakshatras, like from Mula to Revati, you will feel the evolved souls. Okay, you will see that most of the planets are on the spiritual journey. Okay, so yes, this was Mula Nakshatra as much as I could hold grasp and share with you guys. If you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, these two videos on your screen will help you to go deep dive into the Vedic astrology, into the roots of the Vedic astrology. And so, if you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, these two videos on your screen will help you to deep dive into Vedic astrology, sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibrations. See you in the next videos. Love and peace.